This is Three People in Your Head.
This is the first time we're working together like this.
Properly, first time.
Yeah.
Yeah. A little bit clunky, maybe.
Probably. That's okay.
That's alright, yeah. This very brief episode is an introduction to your two hosts and the very first time they recorded anything together. We hope you enjoy. Why don't we go ahead with our introduction or our bios and tell everybody a little bit about ourselves.
Sounds good.
Why don't you tell us all about yourself then?
Okay, so my name's John Fleming. I live in the southwest coast of Ireland in a place called West Cork. I grew up on a farm there, very rural community. Probably over the last 10 years I've had a range of roles, mainly in management, in both the retail sector and the corporate sector. And for the last 5 years now, I've been training in transactional analysis in the UK. So I've been flying back and forth from Ireland for the love of TA. So TA caught my eye when I was management consultant. We had a trainer who was training in TA, and they covered transactions and ego states, and I remember just really grasping. I was like, oh, this is good. This stuff is really good. I want to know more about this. Yeah. Took me a while to get there, but I eventually did start training myself. And I'm training in two fields, so I'm specialising in the educational field, but I've also been training in psychotherapy. And yeah, I suppose I'm just really passionate about bringing TA to Ireland. That's one of my main goals, about bringing TA to Ireland. It's not very well known in Ireland. Yeah. Moreover than that, I'm just really passionate about creating spaces where people feel like they can belong. Yeah. Can explore themselves in whatever context that might be, in a therapeutic setting or an educational one. Yeah. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's me.
Great.
Over to you, Matt.
Thanks. So my name's Matt Taylor. I am a family man, father of two kids. They're not really kids anymore, 20 and 17. Live in Cambridge with my wife Sarah, and we have for the last 15 years run a business together, a physiotherapy business. But I trained as a hypnotherapist about 12 years ago after leaving a position as a religious minister in a Christian church, which was a very different life to the one I lead now. So I trained as a hypnotherapist and have done loads of courses with loads of different kind of techniques on how to help people. I trained as a mindfulness coach as well. But with all of that, I always felt like I needed a framework within which I could use the techniques that I had. Okay. And I was introduced to TA through my mum, who was a marriage guidance counsellor. Oh, wow. When I was a young man. And as soon as I started doing the hypnotherapy, I remember somebody asking me a question about their relationship, and I went back to my small library, grabbed out I'm okay, you're okay, and started reading that to see if I could give her any wisdom from transactional analysis. And so I've been dabbling and teaching people a little bit, and then I figured out I should get a qualification. So I started training. I did the foundation course last year at the Berne, and then
2 years to down there.
Yeah, and so now first year psychotherapy, and I love how simple and clear and easy it is to understand.
Yeah.
And so that's my kind of journey to get into this point. And part of what I wanted to do with this podcast is see if there's any way that we could improve the general public's understanding of themselves and their relationships with others by just broadening the publicity and the media around TA. So
because TA isn't exceptionally well known, is it?
Not at all.
No, and with a name like transactional analysis, I think sometimes it confuses people.
Very much.
I get a lot of people in Ireland ask me if I work in finance.
Really? Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah, So I think that that's also what this podcast is about, isn't it? About,
absolutely.
About getting helping people understand what TA is, how it's useful to them, and why it would be important for them to know more about it.
Absolutely. Yeah. And one of the things I love, and I've always loved about TA, was the principle that anybody who is listening to an expert in transactional analysis should be able to understand what the person is talking about, especially when it's with regard to them. And yet, sometimes within the TA world, there can be terms and phrases and language that isn't always accessible to everybody. And I live in Cambridge. I didn't mention that earlier. A very intellectual place, very stimulating, but I rarely come across anybody who's heard of transactional analysis, and yet it's such a fantastic system and model. So that's what we want to let you guys know about. We want to help you understand, learn TA, and get more connected to the TA community, because we're a great bunch of people. Yes,
absolutely. We have lots of great colleagues working in very diverse fields. Yeah. Working as psychotherapists, working as counsellors, working as teachers, trainers. Various different types of educators, organisational development, consultants, coaches. Yeah. The list is tenfold. Mediators. So we've got loads of really, really interestingly highly skilled people working within the TA community. Yeah. And that's part of what this is about as well, is connecting you to them. Yeah.
And we are going to have some fantastic guests. So 3 people in your head refers to the ego states within the model of TA, and also to John, myself, and one of our guests who's going to be talking about their experience and their area of expertise within TA. So these podcasts should be really interesting, really stimulating, excited. And hopefully really useful as well.
Great.
Wonderful.
So we're launching in September.
Yeah.
5 episodes.
That's right.
So watch the space.
Yeah. So we look forward to connecting with you soon.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. If you're interested in learning more about transactional analysis, or you'd like to hear more episodes, please click subscribe.